Do you like toys? Big Bad Toy Store has toys. If you click the link in the description below and give them money, you too can have toys. Now watch my video. Hello and welcome to VR Reviews. Today I'll be reviewing the Figma Deadpool. So yes, we've got another Deadpool review today, and this one is the Figma Deadpool, the normal version. There is a DX version that has like extra legs and other things that I don't remember what are. Either way, this figure is actually really cool. I wasn't certain about it until I had it in hand, but I think it's definitely something worth picking up if you are looking for a higher-end Deadpool figure. Alright, starting off with a quick size comparison, of course here we have Deadpool. Here's our standard Marvel Legends 6-inch Cosmic Armor Iron Man and 3 3/4-inch Marvel Universe Wolverine. Of course, Deadpool is a Japanese 1/12 scale kind of figure, which makes him shorter than most American 6-inch scale figures like a Marvel Legend, but still bigger than a 3 3/4-inch figure. You could fudge it depending upon posing if you do want to have him in a Marvel Legends display, but he is definitely noticeably smaller. Now let's get everything else out of here and just look at Deadpool. Moving on to our 360 spin, as you might expect, Deadpool is mostly red and black. The sort of base of the suit is red and it's got some darker shading around the muscles. And then he has black accents around the shoulders, sides, and legs. He's got black bracers on, and he's got sort of red kick pad sort of things on the shins. All of his holsters and things are a light tan kind of color, like a softer leather. He's got his Deadpool logo on the belt buckle, and he's got those little metal things that he has on his chest. I have no idea what those are, but he has those sometimes. And that's pretty much it. Overall, I think he looks really good. He just looks like Deadpool. The only complaint I have about him is that he is a bit thin, and that is a complaint I've heard a lot of people have. He is just a bit small. Once you have him in a proper pose, it's not as noticeable, but just standing there, he does have a bit of a thinner, lankier sort of build than you would want. Other than that, though, I think he looks really good. Head sculpt-wise, Deadpool's head is red, as you would expect. He's got black around the eyes and white eyes. There's a little bit of line work sculpted into the mask, but not too much going on in the way of sculpting, and he does have the little dangly thing on the back there. And in terms of faces, he has 3. He has his normal expression, his happy expression, and his quizzical expression. So that seems like a reasonable amount of faces for someone that does not have visible facial features. Articulation-wise, Deadpool is really good. He's probably one of the best Figmas I've had in terms of articulation. Head goes forward and back, side to side, as does the neck, so you get really nice range of motion up there. Shoulders move around in the socket, go forward and back, in and out, rotate around on the joint. Single joint disc kind of Figma elbows, so you get full range of motion with one joint there, and they rotate. Hinge and rotation in the wrist. Really nice range of motion on the diaphragm joint, you go all the way around there. Same sort of joint in the waist, a little bit more limited, but you still get plenty of range there. Hips go in and out, forward and back, rotate around on the joint. Figma discs for the knees, but they do go all the way back. Hinge, pivoting, rotation, everything like that in the ankles. You get your toe joint, and then all of his holsters and things are on little ball pegs, so you can move those out of the way to help ease your posing. So I have no real complaints about articulation. You should be able to get him into loads of really cool Deadpool poses. Accessories-wise, Deadpool comes with quite a bit of stuff. He has 5 sets of hands. He has 2 fist hands, 2 open palm hands, 2 gun-holding hands with trigger fingers, 2 sword-holding hands, and then he has 2 looser grip-holding hands. He doesn't actually come with anything that he can hold with these hands, but like they show on the back of the box, you can use them to make a little heart thing. In addition to those sets, he has 3 extra hands. He has a thumbs-up hand, a little pinky and thumb hand, and a pointing hand. Of course, Deadpool has some weapons. He has 2 katanas. The handles are nicely painted, and they have that little wavy thing on the blade. And then he has 2 handguns. He has a revolver and a pistol. Both of those are lacking in paint, surprisingly. They could use a little bit of something on the handles, things like that. And he has a knife, which is similarly painted on the handle as the katanas. And instead of having these be able to fit into the sheaths on his body, with the exception of the knife, you get sort of half versions of the 2 guns and the katanas that just sort of slot into the holsters. I don't know if there's any real benefit to doing it that way, but I suppose that's effective, and I have no real complaint about it. I just don't really know what purpose it serves. And lastly, you do get your standard Figma 3-jointed arm stand, which plugs into Deadpool's back, and you can use it to make him do jumpy things. Packaging-wise, you get a pretty standard Figma box for Deadpool. Max Factory, Good Smile Company, big window. Figma number 353, Deadpool. And on the back you get some pictures and poses for the figure, and some Japanese stuff that I can't read. As always, these are good for in or out of package display, and that about wraps it up for Deadpool. So until next time, goodbye!